Hello everyone, my name is OJ and you're welcome to Sim by OJ. In today's tutorial, I'm going to be sharing with you this beautiful style on the screen. If this is your first time on my YouTube channel, please don't forget to like and subscribe. Like and subscribe guys and continue watching. Love you. Hey guys, so here is my pattern paper and I'm going to be drafting on because my fabric is very light. I'm going to be drafting on this pattern paper here and then I will transfer to my fabric. I will come down half inch. The full length is going to be 54 inches. Then I added extra 2 inches to it to turn it at the down part. This will serve as our guideline. So I'll be using this paper to cut for the back and for the front. The neck width for both front and back, it has to be the same. It's 3.25. Then the shoulder divided by 2 is 8.5 inches. Then I'll be coming down for the chest. So the chest is going to be 9.5 inches. So I will make it into a straight line this way. Then on this chest line, I will first mark my shoulder divided by 2 again, which is 8.5. Then I also mark my bust circumference divided by 4, which is 11 inches. My bust circumference divided by 4, 11 inches. Then I will be adding on the chest here, I'm going to be adding ease of 1.5 inches. Then I'll add my side seam allowance of 2 inches. So I'll connect this straight up this way. So this will serve as our armhole depth. Then from this shoulder here, I'm going to be coming down 1 inch for our shoulder slope. I'll go up half inches for the shoulder seam allowance, right? Then on our neck width here too, I'll also go up to half inch. Then we'll connect the shoulder slope this way. Serve as our shoulder seam allowance. From this guideline here, I will be coming down 3.25 as our shoulder depth for the back, for the front. And I'll connect my neck this way. Then for the back, I'll be making use of 1 inch. Then I'll connect it to the neck width this way. I'm going to place my tape rule again, starting from this guideline too. I'll be coming down. Remember the chest is 9.5, so I'll come down to the waist. Shoulder to waist is 18 inches. Then shoulder to hip is 27.5 inches. I'll mark it here. Then remember the full length, we have 54 inches plus 2 inches extra to turn it at the down part. So I'll make this into a straight line. Already marked the bust circumference divided by 4. Added 1.5 inches for ease allowance. Then we added 2 inches for side seam allowance, right? So I will leave this waist here. Then I'll come to the hip. So on my hip here, I'm going to be marking my hip circumference divided by 4, which is 11. I'll mark it here. Then I'll be adding 2 inches for ease seam allowance. Then I will add 2 inches for side seam allowance. So yeah, what is remaining on this paper here is half inch. So I will just maintain this. I'll just place my long ruler this way. Then I will be maintaining it straight to the hem this way. So that means on this hem here, this hem part here, we added half inch to what we have on the hip area. So have a form of A shape, right? So I'll connect it up this way. Remember we joined this waistline. So what I will do now is that I will connect my hip. I will just connect it straight this way. See this way. So the reason why we still have it a little bit slant is because here I added 1.5 inches for the ease, while on the hip I added 2 inches for the ease. So this is the line here, right? So on this line here now, what I will do is I will just come in 1.5 inches at the waist area. So whatever you have, just come in 1.5 inches so that you can just have it a little bit shape at the waist area, right? So this is what I have now. I'll connect it to the hip this way. So we can connect it this way, right? then connect this way. So that's it. Then I'll be marking the midpoint of my armhole depth, which is 8.5 inches. I'll mark the midpoint 4.25. Then from there I will be coming in 0.75 this way, and I'll use my curve ruler to connect it. So I'm going to be inserting the bracket that I will be putting the button on and the button hole on. So I'm going to insert it on it. I'm not going to cut it alongside with the fabric. So here is my pattern. I've cut it on my fabric, and this is for the front. You can see that I added 1/2 inch from the neck to the down part, right? Just the neck to the down part. Then I've also cut for the back, and this is for the back. I cut it exactly, and I cut it folded, so we'll go straight to the sewing part. Here, after cutting it, so I bring it back here, and I'm going to be showing you how I'm going to be joining it. This is the back. I place it down, right side facing up, and I place the front, right side face each other on it this way, right? So I'm going to be joining the shoulders first with my 1/2 inch seam allowance. Remember the 1/2 inch that we added, right? At the side here too, I'll go ahead to mark the 2 inches for sizing. There's going to be slit at the down part so that it can enable you to walk freely, right? So I'm going to be measuring where I want my slit to stop. Then I will stop where I want the slit to start from to the down part, right? So I'll do the same thing to this other side, so this side too. So guys, here is what I have after finished sewing it at the side. So this is it. This is the line, and I told you where to stop, right? So I just measure where I want it to stop, then I stop it there. So I sew it on both sides at the side. Then I've also joined the shoulders together. So this is it on the shoulder part, right? Once you finish sewing it like this, you have it as like a kimono jacket. So the center front is open as it is now. So we need to introduce the placket now, where we put the button and the buttonhole. Well, please, I'm going to make that in another video. I'm going to upload the video after this. Please watch out for that so that you can learn a very neat way to achieve this without not having your clothes very rough. It will come out very nice. So I'm going to show you a detailed tutorial on how you can achieve this. Let's continue. I'm going to be going ahead to cut the sleeve now. My pattern paper that I'll be using. So the sleeve length is going to be 9 inches. So that 9 inches, which is here, plus 1 inch, that is 1/2 inch to join it to the turn ups at the down part, and 1/2 inch to sew it to the armhole. So that's 10 inches. So I'll make this into a straight line. Then I will cut the excess out, after which I will be placing my sleeve opening there plus my seam allowance. Then I also come down for my cap height, then curve my armhole curve. Then I'll cut it out, then cut it on my fabric. This is my sleeve. I've already cut it on my fabric. You can see that I cut it exactly what we have on the paper, and I cut 2 of it. This is what I have. When you open it up, this is what we have. I have a long fabric of 2.5 inches. So it's folded into 2. This is folded into 2, right? So that means when I open it up, it will be 5 inches, right? So I just iron it this way, fold it into 2 and iron it. So I now have it 2.5 inches. This is the right side of my sleeve. The way I fold this, I fold it the right side outside. I will turn it to the wrong side, so the wrong side of the sleeve, and I will be placing this way. So we are going to be sewing it with 1/2 inch here. We'll sew with 1/2 inch, then we'll flip it to the right side, right? So it will be flipped to the right side this way. Open it to the right side, you open it up and top stitch on the sleeve area. So you have it, remember, you have it on the right side. The sewing will be on the right side this way, right? So when you open it up this way, since it's going to cover this up, you have to top stitch on the main sleeve. So just top stitch the sewing on the main sleeve, right? So anyhow that the sewing has to be in place, then it will be on the right side this way. So here is what I have after I finished sewing it. So as I said, place the place it on the wrong side of your sleeve, right? So this is the wrong side of my sleeve. I place it on it like in there, sew it with half inch, open it up this way. So we are to flip it to the right side now this way. That means we are covering this rough edge. That's why we sew it to the right side, right? So we flip it because it is turn up sleeve, so it's going to come to the front side this way, so that you cover this edge here, or this edge that you, the rough part that you use and sew it, you cover it up this way, and you now have it neat too on the inside. What will you do? Because sometimes if it is like this, it can flip up like this and the rough edge will show. So what I did was that after I finished sewing it, then I open it up this way, then I top stitch. I turn it to this wrong side, then I open it wide, then top stitch on it, right? So I top stitch on the main sleeve. So this is the top stitch. So this is the half inch that we use and sew it. Then I place it towards the sleeve part. Instead of placing it towards this band, I place it towards the sleeve, right? Then I top stitch on it. Hope you understand what I'm saying. I top stitch on it this way. Rough edge is now very small here. So if you have a whipping machine, you can just whip it, then you can still top stitch on it. Then you now flip it to cover it up this way. Then you give it a good press. This is it on the inside, and this is it on the outside. You can see how neat it is. Now if you open it up this way, this one I've done. Now if you open it up this way, you can see, or maybe a breeze or something blow it up this way, you can see that even the inside here is very neat. So how did I achieve this? What I did was that after ironing it, so this is it, after ironing it this way, right? So when you are ironing it, you make sure that this part here, this is your first sewing, it is what that will be folding in this way, right? Not this top stitch area. It is that first folding that you'll be folding. So when you want to iron it, you place it this way, then make sure that the ironing makes it relax, that the sewing part is what is coming out like this, right? So you give it a good press, and you turn it to the right side. Then you put a hemming gum on this part here. Put a hemming gum on it, right? So then you press it close this way like this. So that way you will have hidden all the rough edge, which is what I have here. Press. So by the time we close it this way now, right, we're still going to close it this way and sew with our size seam allowance. So that means all this part, the part here, it will be very neat, right? So when this part is closed this way, right, so this is your top turn up sleeve. You can see how neat it is. Both inside is very neat. There's no rough in the inside, and you still have your turn up sleeve outside like this, right? So this is really looking beautiful. So hope you understand the explanation. So now remember, we notch the center point, right? So we'll keep this aside. So bring the arm that I want to sew it on. So we sewed the side already, so I just lose some parts from the side this way, right? So I'll be turning it to the right side this way. Then I'll get the center point. This is the center, which is the slope area, the shoulder area, right? And I'll get the sleeve this way. Then I'll be placing it right side facing shoulder this way. I'll place it right side facing shoulder. Then I'll start the sewing like this with half inch, right? Start the sewing like this with half inch until I get to the edge of this. So I'll do the same thing to this other side, after which I will be sewing the side of the sleeve, right, together into the main dress with maintaining the 2 inches size seam allowance. So let me do that, then come back to show you. So guys, I've already finished sewing the sleeve. This is what we have. You can see the turn up this way and see how beautiful it is. So now we'll focus on the collar side now. The collar and the buttonhole part is going to be on my next tutorial. Watch out for it, and don't forget to like and subscribe. I'll be showing you the final result of my dress. This is how it looks. It really came out very nice, and I added a pocket and a belt to mine, and I really love the outcome. Thank you for watching my video. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. Love you. See you in my next one. Bye.